Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, welcome to another hidden features video, and this is for the 5 hidden features for the Samsung Gear VR. We're going to find out all the hidden features for you and show you just what really cool stuff you can do with the Gear VR. So for the first big hidden feature, we're going to go to Oculus Cinema. Now to do this hidden feature, you are going to need any gaming controller. You can use the Samsung one or any gaming controller you own. And we're going to select Oculus Cinema. Now, for those of you who have seen Oculus Cinema before, this is where we go into a movie theater and we watch our favorite movies, whether they be movies that we have from the trailers, or in another hidden feature, you're going to see how to actually view your own movies on this device. So we're going to watch a movie, and we'll watch Guardian. Let's watch a trailer just so it doesn't get flagged or anything like that, and we'll watch Interstellar. So when we're watching this is something you've seen before that I've shown you. You can actually see it right here. But with the gamepad, you can actually change where you sit. So normally you can sit in the middle, but if I tap this button, I'm now towards the front, about 2 seats away from the railing, and you can see where I am now in the front. But, you know, if you want to cozy up with someone, well then you go to the back seat. And now I'm all the way in the back. And this is a great part about this. You can actually choose where you sit in the movie theater. So you can go to the middle, the front, or the back. And your viewing angle changes. Now you can do this for not only the main movie theater, but you can also do this for your home theater. So when you're in your home theater, you know, you're in your mansion, well, why shouldn't you get to sit on whatever seat you want? So you can see, I can change where I'm sitting on the home theater or the main theater with just a push of a button. And this is a great viewing experience for those of you who want to watch your movies on the Gear VR. Now, one of my favorite hidden features actually comes from an unlikely source, which is Google Cardboard. So Google Cardboard is basically a simpler version of the Gear VR. It's basically a box you assemble, and what it comes out to be is something like this, and you can use these different apps for it. However, it obviously won't look as good as the normal Gear VR does, but luckily we actually can use every single one of these apps with the Gear VR. And so how you unlock this basically is just opening whatever the app is and then mounting it in a different way to your Gear VR. So this time when you mount it, you're actually going to pull this back and not plug it in, but see it goes underneath it, and then click it on this side. And now it is put in perfectly, but you no longer have the Oculus launching immediately. And instead, you can play the game with your Gear VR. So this is a really great feature and allows you to play the game just as you would want to without having to have the cardboard set up and having a more advanced version right there. So hopefully you like that hidden feature to play all of your Google Cardboard games. Next hidden feature, we're going to show you how to mirror the Gear VR to your TV at home. Now it's very simple. If you have a Samsung Smart TV, you already have screen mirroring built into the TV. However, if you don't, all you need is the All-Share adapter to make any TV with an HDMI allow you to mirror your Note 4 and Gear VR to the TV. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap screen mirroring on the Samsung device, and when we do that, it's going to locate the TV, which is right here. As soon as we tap the TV, then we're going to see connecting to Note 4, and then Note 4 is connected. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the Note 4 into the Gear VR, which will launch the VR as soon as we put it on. And then, once it's connected, it will now start to load the VR onto the TV. Now, what you're going to see is two screens because on the Gear VR, it's taking two screens and putting them into one. What I'm seeing is one screen entirely, but it's great for parties if you want to show everyone what's on your VR and what you're taking a look at. So this is a great experience, and it's great again for parties when everyone wants to try out the Gear VR. Now, earlier we saw that we can actually take a different position when you're in the movie theater watching your movies on the Gear VR. However, one of my favorite features is the fact that you don't have to settle for the trailers that they come with. You can upload any video you want to the Oculus Cinema app, which is really simple and easy. So you're going to go to the SD card, and then under Oculus, there's going to be movies. For movies, you can put it in any of these three folders. Ideally, of course, you want to put it in either My Videos or Trailers. I put it in Trailers just because simply I want the movies to be front and center when I first log into it. I don't want to have to do another step. So when I go into Trailers, as you can see, we have the trailers that it originally came with, and then we have movies that I have put inside of here. Now, how do you make the movies work? Well, you just upload your regular movie onto the device, and then you have to combine it with a text file. Now, this text file, you have to copy verbatim. So I recommend doing this part on a computer. But you open the file, and you can see this is everything written on here. So as you can see on this one, we have Interstellar. Its format is labeled as 2D, and the category is in trailers. So I did that same format for any movie that I owned and then ripped and put on here. So took my file that I had for John Wick and did the same exact thing. Now, what if you have a 3D movie, possibly from a 3D Blu-ray that you own? Well, that's very simple. You're just going to hit the 3D button, and then you can see the 3D movie that I put on here, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. So on this one, I did the same thing again, and you'll notice that the text is different because this is a 3D format. So the first line, you change it to the title, and then for 3D format, you want to change it to 3D LRF. So that way it knows that it is a 3D formatted movie, and it does things accordingly. And that is how you watch your very own movies, whether it be full feature or 3D on the Gear VR. It's a really great experience, and I love it, especially if you have some time to kill. It's a really great way to watch a movie that you normally couldn't on other devices. So I recommend it, especially for long trips, such as car rides or plane rides. And for our last hidden feature, we're going to show you something near and dear to my heart, which is gaming. Gaming on the VR is something that I really love to do, but I just found a whole new way to do it much better. And that is these two emulators, the FPSE PlayStation 1 emulator and the PPSSPP emulator for PlayStation Portable for PSP actually allow you to use the Gear VR or Google Cardboard basically to play emulated games using this and a gaming controller, which is what I'm going to demonstrate now. So you can really do this everything together with the screen mirroring, with the Gear Cardboard ability or the Google Cardboard ability, and with the gaming controller. So I'm going to launch the PSP app, and as you'll see, it's two screens on here and on here, but when I put it into the Gear VR, it's going to be one screen for me. Now, how do you do this? Well, on the game settings, which we're going to click right there, show that, you're going to scroll down, or up rather, swipe up, and you're going to go to this section, Google Cardboard settings, and you're going to enable this, and this will allow you to split it into two, as well as do the screen size. Now 50 is a little bit small. I would at least bring it to 60. For the purposes of this video, we're going to bring it all the way to 80 just so you can see a bigger image of what we're playing. And so then we're going to go back into the game and continue. And again, just depending on how you dock it, you don't plug it in, but you do dock it. We're going to flip it like this, as you saw in the earlier video. And now, cover it up. And we're going to put this on. Now I can see, go back, and I can see the Square Enix right now, 10th anniversary. And I am using the Samsung gamepad, but you can use any gamepad you own with this, which is of course really nice. And just to show you how it'll load and how it can play. I might not get to go to the full gameplay, but just to give you an idea of how beautiful, I mean, it looks clear as day on here. It actually performs better than when it is full screen on the Note 4, which is kind of interesting. But I know you guys are seeing two screens on there, but I'm just seeing one big screen right here, and it looks great. And it honestly it has less lag than what it normally does on the Note 4 when you're just watching it regular. So you can literally play an entire game with your gamepad and this, and you can play games like God of War, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, Birth by Sleep, any of your old favorite PSP games, or even play PlayStation 1 games such as Tekken 3, Crash Bandicoot, whatever your heart's desire is, you can play it on there and watch it here. And so it's really great. Remember, you can always focus at the top right here. So right now the text is a little bit blurry to me, and that's a lot better. And I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy these hidden features. Hopefully you did too. If you did, please give a like, thumbs up down below. And I got some games to play. This has been RSCKY, the Android Guy.